Now let's deep dive into an inbound cold call and get specific about what you should be doing on this interaction. And typically, an inbound lead is super hot. They're hot to talk to you about what they want. They have a lot of information or they have some stated needs. They're really interested in getting information back from you as quick as possible. Now typically, if somebody calls you and wants to talk to you right away about building their website, they have a specific stated need, which means there's some kind of symptom or problem in their business that they've already identified and they want to talk to you about that. There's usually going to be a sense of urgency in this conversation. They're going to want to spend as much time with you on the phone right away as possible. Inbound leads typically have what we call explicit or stated needs. Rarely when somebody calls you on the phone do they just say, "I need help and I'd like you to help me." They usually have some kind of symptom or problem that they've already identified in their business. And this is what we call an explicit or stated need. They have a problem they're going to bring to your table and they're going to present to you right up front. Now, as we move through the interaction model, one of the things you're going to hear me say over and over again is that one of the ways that you're going to build more value for your business is by helping a customer find a true need or root problem in their business. So even though your prospect might be bringing you an explicit or stated need, they might be sending you a list of requirements, an RFP or something like that, even though they're sending you that information is merely a symptom. So I'm sure you've been to the doctor before, and typically when you go to the doctor, you tell them that you have a symptom. You might say, "I have a headache, I have a sore throat, or my stomach's been hurting." Rarely will the doctor simply take your word for it and prescribe you medicine based on what you say your symptoms are. Usually, he wants to run some tests, take some basic vitals. Depending on how big your symptoms are or how big your problems are, he might run a plethora of tests. Sometimes that simply takes one interaction, or sometimes you might be visiting a doctor several different times in order to find out what the root of the problem is that you're having. Now, like doctors, we're going to approach our customers and their stated needs as simply symptoms. So even though your prospect has called you and they're currently an inbound cold call and they've said that they need X, Y, and Z, you don't want to assess any of these symptoms in your first unscheduled, unplanned interaction. So like I said before, the purpose of this interaction is going to be to move to a scheduled and planned interaction. So your inbound lead is going to come in hot, they're going to have an explicit or stated need, a problem that they're contacting you about, and you're going to move them from this unplanned interruption in your day to a planned and scheduled interaction. So after they tell you any information that they're going to give you up front, and you say, "Sounds like I can help. What I'd like to do is schedule 15 to 20 minutes on our calendars in a couple days from now so we can both get to know each other a little bit more and deep dive into potential issues that I can help you solve in your business." So now what might happen in this interaction is your prospect pushes back on you and says, "I'd like to just talk to you right now about my website project. Why can't we talk right now?" And part of your job in this interaction is going to be to disarm that urgency and move them to a planned and scheduled interaction. You're going to want to say to them, "I have a process for taking on new customers. Part of that process is scheduling several meetings to understand your business in more depth. What I'd like to do at this time is schedule 15 to 20 minutes of your time next Tuesday at 3 p.m. so that we can get to know each other a little bit better and I can understand your problems in more detail." Now, just by having this process, just by moving somebody from an interruption into a scheduled interaction is going to set a certain professional bar. It's going to let them know that you have a process for taking on new customers and solving their problems. The ones that don't want to go through your process and schedule that next interaction are usually going to be the ones that are the time wasters. The people that want to go through your process, the ones that are actually serious buyers and see that you have a professional process for addressing their needs and solving their problems, are the ones that are going to go through your process and are going to actually be looking forward to this. For most people, they don't buy websites every day. So just by having a process, you're going to immediately establish yourself as a professional in their eyes.